Hello, my dear students. Myself RV Jambagi, welcoming you all for SSLC online classes. We have finished two topics out of five. Here onwards, you are going to learn the third topic of physics light, reflection, and refraction. Before going to the topic, I must admire your work regarding tests are concerned. You have done quite brilliant work. I'm very much happy the way you have responded to me. That's absolutely appreciable. This video is completely introductory one regarding light is concerned. Let us move to the topic. Welcome back to the chapter, dear children. The name of the topic, as we already know that, light, reflection and refraction. Key points of the topic are as follows. Light, meaning, properties and its dual nature. You are initially learning light, its meaning, properties and dual nature of it. Later, the main part of the topic, reflection of light, in which you are learning mirrors, especially spherical mirrors, keep in mind. We have a briefing on plane mirrors, laws of reflection, image formation by plane mirror, spherical mirrors. They are important as I mentioned earlier. Terms related to spherical mirrors, concave and convex mirrors, image formation by concave mirror, sign conventions, mirror formula and magnification. So this ends the part of reflection of light is concerned. Then we're moving to the next part, that is refraction of light. Again, its meaning, laws of refraction, refraction through a glass slab, refractive index, refraction through lenses. You are also learning terms related to lenses, image formation in spherical lenses, their sign conventions, thin lens formula, magnification, power of a lens, and problems on mirrors and lenses. In mind that, dear students, this is a very much important topic for the knowledge sake as well as the examination point of view. So please try to understand whatever I am teaching here on this topic. So please go through to the points thoroughly. Okay, I hope you do that. Let us begin the chapter. The concept of light. Before going to the concept of light, dear students, let me take a few introductory points about light. We are already aware of the five sensors of human body: eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and skin. And we are also know their functions very well. We are also having the knowledge about different forms of energies from the previous study. As such, mechanical energy, electrical energy, chemical energy, magnetic energy, sound, heat, and you may take light. Okay, we are focusing on most important form of energy without which we cannot imagine this wonderful world called light. Let us study the light. Let us enter into the world of light. The definition of light is as follows. Light is a form of energy which enables us to see the surroundings. So, light is a form of energy which enables us to see the surrounding things. Okay, that is the definition of light. We are able to see the beautiful world. We are able to see this beautiful world around us because of light only. We are able to see all these because of the light. We can read the books, we can see the pictures, we are watching the movies in television, mobiles, wherever the places may be. They are all due to the existence of light. Now the question rises, how we see all these? Of course, it is through our eyes. It is through our eyes, which means we detect the light through our eyes. We are detecting the light through the eyes. Though we see various objects around us with our eyes, undoubtedly we are seeing various objects around us. But eyes cannot alone see any object. Keep in mind, we require light source. We require light source or source of light. Without source of light, we cannot see the objects. Okay. For example, we cannot see any object in the dark room. So whenever we are in the dark room or darkness of light, you cannot see any object around us because there is no light at all. As soon as we switch on the light, say bulb or tube light or any other source of light, all things are visible. So it is only when the light is coming from such objects enter our eyes that we are able to see the object and many other things. This light may emitted by the object itself or it may be reflected by the object from the source of light. The objects such as sun, other stars, electric bulb, tube lights, torch, candle, fire, etc., which emit their own light. Such objects are said to be as self-luminous objects. They are called self-luminous objects or self-luminous bodies. Chairs, table, book, flowers, trees, human beings, fan, bed, mirror, wall, etc. are just the reflectors of the light. They are just reflecting the light and are not emitting by their own. So such objects are known to be as non-luminous objects. So chairs, tables, books, human beings themselves, fan, bed, mirror, all these, they are just reflecting the light after getting the source of light from the source of light. So such objects are simply known as non-luminous objects. And even moon, planets in the night sky are also non-luminous objects as they reflect the sunlight. So they are reflecting the sunlight. Moon and other planets are also called as non-luminous objects. Okay, they are just why I'm saying non-luminous objects, because they are just reflecting the sunlight. Okay, so moon and planets are just reflecting the sunlight and hence they are also called non-luminous objects. Properties of light. The followings are the important properties possessed by the light: reflection, refraction, dispersion, scattering, photoelectric effect, black body spectrum, diffraction, interference, polarization. So these are all the important properties possessed by the light. Here in this year you are learning about the property reflection, refraction, dispersion and scattering only. So you are learning this year these four properties of light: reflection, refraction, dispersion and scattering. And as you are moving to the higher level, you come to know about photoelectric effect, black body spectrum, diffraction, interference and polarization respectively. Now let us understand the nature of light. There are so many theories proposed to understand the nature of light. Those theories are almost from Newton's era to the modern era. Let us take few important theories regarding nature of light is concerned. Those were Newton's corpuscular theory, Huygens wave theory, electromagnetic theory of light radiation and quantum theory of light radiation. Let us study those theories one by one in brief. First one, Newton's corpuscular theory. Sir Isaac Newton, the British scientist who proposed this theory, named corpuscular theory. According to this theory, light consists of a stream of extremely minute and very tiny particles called as corpuscles. According to Newton's theory, light consists of extremely small and tiny particles called as corpuscles. Whenever these corpuscles fall on retina of the eyes, produce sensation of vision. So whenever those corpuscles fall on retina of the eyes, produce sensation of vision. This theory successfully explains reflection, refraction and dispersion, but fails in explaining the other properties such as diffraction, interference and polarization. Therefore, this theory was rejected. The rejection is only because it cannot take all the properties possessed by the light, and hence this theory was rejected. Second theory, Huygens wave theory. Christian Huygens, the Dutch scientist who proposed this theory after limitations of corpuscular theory of light. According to wave theory of light, light travels in the form of waves in the medium called ether, and energy carried by these waves caused due to vibrations of ether particles. When they reach us, we have sensation of vision. According to him, light travels in the form of waves in a medium called ether. It is a hypothetical medium. According to him, it is a medium called ether, and energy carried by these waves are due to vibrations of ether particles. The vibrations of ether particles developing the wave, and this wave is traveling in a medium called ether. So when these waves reach us, we have the sensation of vision according to Huygens. This theory again successfully explains reflection, refraction, and dispersion, even diffraction and interference of light. But the Michelson-Morley experiment disproved the existence of ether itself. Huygens, Huygens imagined that those waves traveling in a medium called ether. Michelson-Morley experiment disproved the existence of ether itself, and hence it forces to discard this theory as well, even though it successfully explains reflection, refraction, dispersion, diffraction, and interference, but the existence of ether wasn't there, and hence this theory was simply discarded. Next one, Maxwell's electromagnetic theory. James Clerk Maxwell, the British scientist who proposed this theory, that is called electromagnetic theory. According to this theory, light travels in the form of an electromagnetic wave. In the picture, you have the electromagnetic wave. Light travels in the form of electromagnetic wave, which has the ability to move freely in vacuum. Light travels in the form of electromagnetic wave, which has the ability to move freely in the vacuum, and it can even move in the media as well. So whenever this reaches to our eyes, that gives us the sensation of vision according to electromagnetic theory. This theory successfully explains the several properties such as reflection, refraction, dispersion, diffraction, and interference very cleanly, keep in mind. But the only demerit of this is its inability to explain the black body spectrum and photoelectric effect. It explains almost all properties except black body spectrum and photoelectric effect. Black body spectrum and photoelectric effect are happened in 18th or 19th century in between. So other properties explained systematically used, but it fails in explaining the other properties such as black body spectrum and photoelectric effect of light. Okay, now the last and most important theory of light radiation, that is Planck's quantum theory of light radiation. So this theory was proposed by the German physicist Max Carl Ernst Ludwig Planck, who proposed this theory. According to this theory, in light, absorption or emission of energy is not continuous but in discrete units. Keep in mind, other three theories are taken in continuous manner, but according to Planck, light is not traveling continuously, but it is traveling in discrete units as packets of energy called as quanta. Light is traveling in discrete units in the form of quanta. When these quanta reach the retina of our eyes, give the sensation of vision. According to this theory, the light absorption or emission of energy is not continuous. Emission or absorption of energy is not continuous as the other theories proposed, but light is traveling in discrete units called quanta. When these quanta reaches our eyes, gives the sensation of vision. This theory gives that light consists of very tiny particles along with wave-like nature. So light consists of tiny particles along with the wave-like nature associated with them. So quanta behaves as particles as well as waves. Quantum theory explains all aspects of behavior of light systematically. By that, we can conclude light has a dual nature. Light behaves like particle and acts like wave. Thus, you can say light has dual nature. Light has dual nature. This is the overall conclusion drawn from all the different theories proposed by different people. In the end, this theory is the accepted theory for understanding the properties of light. Light behaves like a particle and light behaves like a wave, and hence you can call it has dual nature. Dear students, I hope you understood all the points discussed regarding all these points. In the next period, we will begin the first property of light, that is a reflection, in the next period. Take care of yourselves under the situation of corona pandemic. Thank you very much and take care of yourselves. Bye bye.